Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is July 17th. We are about midway through the growing season here. And I'm gonna give you a overview of my garden. I'm gonna show you what plants are thriving up to this point, starting to really produce, starting to push out pods that look beautiful. Now all we're waiting on is some basic ripening. We're gonna look at some weaker plants that haven't been doing well up to this point. My plan is to remove those and make space for the upcoming fall growing season. I'm also going to show you some plants that haven't been doing great, but I think there's a specific reason behind it. I'm going to give you a look at those ones. I'm going to identify those as plants with potential. I'm going to look at the new seedlings that I have in the ground for the upcoming fall season. We're going to do an update on my bonsai plant, show you how that's going, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to start scouting other plants that I'm gonna potentially turn into a bonsai. So I hope you tune in, like, comment, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And we're gonna get right into this video. Overall, the garden is looking good. The plants are pushing out fruits and starting to really produce. Everything is green and the pests are virtually non-existent. A cucumber plant grown hydroponically. Not looking great, but produced a lot of cucumbers so far. A good majority of my plants are really starting to thrive, especially the Kangstar cross varieties. There's tons of pods, and they're actually really large. All we have to do now is wait for them to start to ripen up. One of my bigger plants is Scotch Bonnet Caramel. This plant is huge, is very wide, and while the phenotypes don't necessarily represent the Scotch bonnet, there are a ton of them producing, and I can't wait to see how they look when they ripen, and more importantly, how they taste. It wouldn't be a home garden without some plants that don't do as well. I think even the best of gardeners have some unsuccessful plants, and that's okay. It can be attributed to many things, maybe bad genes, maybe the growing condition isn't ideal for these specific plants, but you can only control what you can control. Sadly, it's time to pull these out to make room for some fall crops. However, sometimes there are situations where you can do something to control and help make a plant produce. These plants here, we're having a lot of resources taken away from them from their companion plants. They were really big and starting to produce more than the main plant itself. I removed those companion plants, and now these plants are starting to thrive on their own. We'll keep you updated as the grow season goes along, and hopefully we have some good results. In other areas of my garden, I'm having a lot of success as well. These are my squash and my zucchini plants that are just really starting to take off. In my herb bed, I got basil and mint, along with some thyme and some rosemary. My wife and I use these very regularly when we cook. My tomatoes are up over 6 feet tall, 5 different varieties in this one small 4x4 bed, and they're starting to produce a lot of fruit. I can't wait for those to ripen. One major staple that everyone has in the fall is pumpkins, so I decided to plant some directly into this bed where I have my leafy greens, and hopefully we'll have some of those this fall. If you follow my channel at all, you'll recognize this bonsai plant. A bonsai is essentially a bonsai plant made from a chili plant, hence the name bonsai. I started this plant from seed back in January of 2019. It was a huge producer all throughout last growing season, and while I was cutting up all the plants, I noticed the unique root system and decided to keep it as a bonsai. It's producing really well, it's healthy, and there's some flowers here. Hopefully we'll get some fruit soon. At the end of this grow season, I plan on making another bonsai. I've been looking around at the different plants to see which ones have the most potential. This Scotch Bonnet Orange is a huge producer. It's a plant I overwintered, but it has a nice thick stalk that would look great as a bonsai. The most important part of a bonsai is the look and how it appears. And this thick stalk would look amazing as a bonsai. Stay tuned for that one, as I'll be doing that over the winter. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you don't mind just going down and hitting that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Leave some comments down below. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm very open to any suggestions that you have. I'm still relatively new to the gardening game. This is my 3rd year growing things directly from seed. 4 years overall. Every year is a learning experience, and I want to do my best to maximize. So your feedback is really beneficial to me, and a lot of times I take what you say into serious consideration for the future and what I got going on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.